What's going on, guys? I'm going to be going over the new slash somewhat old-ish PB Farmer Iceriver firmware for overclocking. There's no support for the KS0 Pro or the KS3/M/L models. I'm not sure if there's plans to or what, but I've been messing with this for around a week or so and just seeing what works and what doesn't, and yeah, so far it's been good. There's a few things that I have noticed that have made my hash rates better, even though it kind of seems counterintuitive, but we'll go over all that. So first things first, it's on the GitHub. I'll leave a link in the description. Each update is for a specific model, KS model. So there's 0, 1, and 2. Make sure you get the correct one, upload the correct firmware. This is not capped. You can pretty much OC as much as you want and throw as much voltage at all the hardware as you want. There's no limitations whatsoever. So just be careful with that when you do go to use it. Just make sure you have like some sort of power monitoring setup or something, just in case that happens. So it's pretty open. There's a fee. There's a 1% fee dedicated to the official Caspa Development Fund. So it's not surprising. Shouldn't be surprised if there's a fee, or this is free. You're not paying a one-time price, and it may or may not work for you. I've heard good things that it does work. I personally haven't used it, but there is a fee here. So, and it's all explained in the GitHub. There's some issues, and this might not work for your model, and it just is what it is. You're kind of out of luck. You can use the other free firmwares that are available by Insider Threat and Exorcist. I've had good success with those. So, features. Basically, you can overclock and voltage as much as you want. They are in intervals, the voltages. So, regardless if you do voltages 7 through 12, it will always be a different value. So when you do your values, do 7, 6, 6, 6, and it'll increase like that. So like if you do 6 or 7 millivolts, it's the same thing. If you do what is it? Let's see, 13, 14, it'll be the same result. It doesn't matter if you go up by 1 or 2. So it'll just go up, and it even says that proper increments are 7, 6, 6, 6. So every 25, and that's how they're split up. The clock increases. It's the same thing. They're split up weird, so you can only OC by going up in tens, and it will always round up to, I think, what was it, nearest 25. Let's see. Yeah, I think it goes up to the nearest 25. So I forget. Don't quote me exactly on that. But I know if you do like 310 and 320, it'll just read 325 as like your OC, and it doesn't matter if you go up by 10, 20. So yeah, important. There's no guardrails nor software-defined limits on either clocks or voltage. So if you overdo it and you break stuff, it's not on this guy. It's not on me for telling you what to do. So just be careful. There is chip temperature monitoring. So once I go to the interface, you'll see that there's chip temps, which is one of the things. Like here it says 80C is a warning zone, but my KS1 is running like 83, 84, 85C, and I'm getting better hash rates than I was when it was lower temperature. So, but installation, pretty easy. You hit the factory reset in the web UI, it'll restart, upload firmware. Might take a couple minutes for it to show back up. So, onto the firmware. This KS0 was my Silicon Lottery winner, and it took the 160 OC totally fine, no issues. It was just pegged at 160. And then my second one here was not a lottery winner. It was at like 160, well, 155 or so it wasn't that great. So now that I have this on here, I've been slowly pushing them higher and higher, and as you can see, 175 is the 5-minute and 174 is the 30-minute chip temps. 75, I have noticed raising the chip temps helped a little. Same thing for my friend. He was on the free firmware, and he raised his chip temps on purpose, and he used to only get 150, and now he's just at 160 steady all the time because he raised his chip temps. So just keep that in mind. I wouldn't go over 90, but I mean, I have 75, and I think that's perfectly acceptable. So these are the current settings for this KS0, 620 megahertz, and it tells you the percentage increase from stock. So theoretically, this should be 179 gigahash, and then the millivolt offset is a 4% increase. So I did 7, then I went to 12, to 13 because it's 7.6, and basically how you want to overclock this is you want to up your clock offset until the hash rate either doesn't go up anymore or it starts dumping, which means you need a little more voltage. So once that happened, I went from 7 to 13, and then now I went to 19. So and then fans are at 35%, but yeah, look at that. The 5-minute hash rate 183, so it's clearly capable of doing it now. When you first apply this OC, I would start very small, maybe like 50% increase. I don't know what that number is here. Oh, I cannot use my numpad. So 390 is a 50% increase. Start with that. Hit save, done. Wait. So now with the KS0s, this takes a very long time to ramp up. So it won't immediately spike to 150 or 160, whatever you have it set at. It'll take about an hour for me, at least, for both of my KS0s. This is the next KS0 that I have. Non-pro, obviously, because it doesn't work on pros. Chip temps, about the same. Fans are lower. Different model fans. It's just how it is. This one's at 620 and 19 millivolts. I've been slowly pushing these up. So these are exactly the same now. And it's been stable. It also reads, I'll show the pool. It reads like on the dot for the pool. So no issues there. Here's my KS1. Currently, I have stock fans. I did get a fruition kit. I'm waiting on the AC Infinity fan to come in. So, chip temps 81. You might think that's quite hot. So before, I used to run these at like 70 degrees, and the hash rate was just not there. Even with, I had like a 40% applied for the overclock, and it was like barely reaching 40%. Or, well, this is 40, I suppose. But this was like barely reaching 1300 maybe. So what I did was I raised the chip temps to around 80, and hash rate flew up. So it seems to run better when it's warm. I have opened this up. Both of these hash boards are in the middle slot. They're not to the right or the left. I don't think I have a picture of it, but once I upload the fruition install, you'll see how it looks. But both of these hash boards are in the middle. So there's space on the left and right side. And it has put these chip temps within 1 to 2 degrees of each other, which I like a lot better than having 6-7 degrees variance. So, and then this is my current OC settings. Someone in the Casper Discord has pushed it to 1500, so I'll slowly be working there as well. I just don't want to increase my millivolts anymore because I can't dissipate the heat fast enough, and I don't feel comfortable pushing the chips that hard with my current cooling setup. Onto the pool. I don't know what's happening here, but as you can see, my 24-hour is 1.42, which is pretty much on the money for what it is also reading at on the web interface. As you can see here, 1.44, so it's pretty much accurate. Same thing with the KS zeros, and I did just bump these up a tiny bit, so they are reading a tiny bit higher in the web UI than they are on the pool. But oh man, look at these guys, 184, 204. So yeah, that's just basic overview of the PB Farmer firmware and my experience with it. It's been pretty good. I'm fine with paying a 1% fee. That's barely anything to have access to this firmware to use however I want and stuff. So, and shout out to all the work that was put into this. So, but I think that's all I got for now. I will be pushing these further. I'll probably just make another update video just to see what settings work, and that's pretty much it. That's all I got for information currently. So I will see you guys in the next video.